Okay, so here's how I've decided to address this. I set this on the floor, put some weight on it, and I actually watched it flex already. So I'm going to let it sit like this for a few days. Just, try to stress relieve it a little bit. I took a measurement, relaxed with this thing, put the T-square on there, just measured it to the floor. I'll let it sit with some weight. I'm going to put some more weight on it. I just got to find some more heavy things. And yeah, I'll do that. Just let it relax for a few days, and then just start working it. You can see that if I just put a little bit of pressure on it, it goes down quite a bit and pretty easily. So I'm not sure, but I think that's going to help. I'll get that flattened out best I can and just give it a couple days to relax like that, and we'll go from there. See what happens. Okay, that's still settling. It does appear to be working, and getting that to mellow out just a little bit should get me to a good starting point. Consulted with a lot of people online, a lot of comments from the last vlog posting, and I think the solution's much easier than I was giving it credit for. So the idea, of course, I like to measure things. So what I did was adjusted my hinges and put a bolt in here with a stop and a level across the back to a known location. And then when I did that, I could then take my digital angle finder, put that in there, and roll that up until I got the best I could get. Now right there it's showing 9.1 or 9.2. And basically, to get the back of the trunk up higher, you want the back of that hinge to be as high as possible. So in other words, as much angle as you can get. Or not as much as you can get, but an adequate amount. So what I've done is I've rolled that up and adjusted the hinge so that I have the most angle I can get. On both sides it's equal. My hinge point is equal. It comes out the same distance. It lines up here, here, and I got myself to a point where I can clamp in everything. I'm going to screw on the bases back onto the wheel wells now, and I should be ready to start fitting that trunk deck. So that was the approach I took, and I just wanted to thank everybody that chimed in and commented on my last post, and especially Juby and Roger and Go-Go and Gunner and Lewis and all you guys, everybody that commented and had a lot of good input. I don't think, when I put that weight on the trunk lid up there, I noticed it immediately moved. So I'm not too concerned about getting that. I was worried I'd have to beat the hell out of that to get it to go, and I don't think I need to. So I'm going to start working from this position, and now that I've got it even, my hinges act the same on both sides. I put in some anchor points here per Juby's Tech Talk last night. Here I got, let's see, I got some anchor points in the bumper bolt holes, and I can use those to pull forward or back, depending. Obviously I can pull forward off the framework up there. Pulling back is a little trickier, so I put those eye bolts in, and I can just tug that either way once I get the trunk back on. Then I will be in a position where I should be able to get that trunk lined right up. I don't think it's going to be a problem now. But again, thanks to everybody that chimed in. So we will take it from here and see where this gets us. In this particular installment, it will be completely about the trunk, since I seem to get so wrapped around the axle on it. I've got to space this up in the back, of course, so that the trunk has something to rest on. I don't have bumpers yet. I don't want to put them in yet anyway. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to get the rear trunk back on, straight see how high or low that front edge is now, and get that adjusted, and we'll see what we come up with. But yeah, that's kind of the idea here. Just get it leveled up, get a good known reference point, get a swing height so that I'm roughly the spacing off the bottom of the trunk. I know I'm a little lower than that, but that's the best I can do. And what I really tried to do was get it parallel to this edge here, knowing that if I could do that, I'd be in pretty good shape. And I got pretty close. Yeah, I was 9.9 and that's 10.5. So it started out at 7.1. So I got it much better. So I think I'm gonna be okay. But we'll see. We'll see. Stay tuned. Much better. Much better. I did the procedure, stretched that out a bit. I'm a little low across the middle now, but that deck, obviously, the filler panel's got to come up some, which I know how to do that. That's easy enough. My risers in the back are just a hair tall still. I just taped some nuts under there to try to get it to flex, but I'm certainly back in the ball game here. This was pretty good. I haven't adjusted it side to side yet, and I think I need to pull in this top a bit on this side. I'm gonna anchor that back and shove that whole thing over a little bit, see what I can do. But yeah, much better. I think we are in business. Got to adjust this a little bit more. This has got to come down. Then I'll shift the whole thing a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm there. So I'm going to play with this a little bit more, get it somewhat near right. Not going to get too fussy with it until everything is finalized. But yeah, 100% better. 100%. I think we can certainly have success from here. So I'll bring you back. Okay, here's what we got. Looking much better. I got a little too much gap here at the top, and I got just about the same amount of gap here at the top. So what I want to do is I'm going to try to separate the middle again and pull these two pieces toward the middle. And to do, I'm sure that's going to be a nightmare, but to do it, I'm just going to have to release a few strategic screws and these braces. I think what's happened here is the following. This was kind of crushed down in the middle right here when I got the car. There was like two by 10s laying across there and a lot of weight pushed it down. I think that pushed out these points right here a little bit. You know, I'm only talking just over an eighth, maybe 3/16 on each side. When that happened, that was all fine, but then I put the braces in and held it out at that width. So I think I'm too wide right now at that location. So if I take out these two braces, pull the screws here and here, whoops, here and here, and on the other side, float that middle section, I should be able to pull that all together and get it to suck up. What do you think, Tucker? Tucker's up helping. Not much of a help. But he's eating piles of grass out there. Big dummy. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I want to noodle on this a little bit tonight, but I'm very close to making this thing really good. And then I just got to work on the edge of this trunk because it's crooked. It's like the Tuttle House at Clark's. Anyway, that's about it for today. Okay, there you have it. Basically, we had to cut loose the middle section again, drew it in with a strap, and cut loose my bracing, drew that all in with a strap, and then all of a sudden the arch and everything else just worked out. the arch over the top here in the back where I got those small clamps. Gap looks really good on this side. This side over here, trunk's crooked right up here at the top. But if you follow this line, it looks pretty good till up about here where the trunk takes a hook. So I think I got to build this out just a little bit. And then of course the top is fat up here, so that's not unusual. And yeah, well, I've got it good enough right now that I will take and just finish, get everything else secured, make sure all my underpinning is secured very well, and then pop the quarters off and start welding up the inside panels. Feeling pretty good about it right now. I am going to pop the straps back on the bottom just to make sure that nothing's changed with the bottom of my quarters, but everything looks really good. The tops of those quarter panels came in beautifully. It narrowed it up about a 1/4 inch. I took an 1/8 on each side, and it seemed to take it very well. So I've got to go through now, verify that everything is clamped up and screwed down where it's supposed to be, so that all the underpinning is completely secure before I go back and start pulling off panels and starting to do the final cut underneath. So I think that's about it for the trunk deck fit up.